they have been through. So as I heard those stories, I said, you know what? I'm going to start a civil rights legal clinic. And my law students and I are going to help you. And at the time, I had no idea whether St. Thomas was going to allow that or not. But at that point, I didn't care, right? I understood I'm here for a reason. I can do something to help address these circumstances. And miraculously, when I went back to the law school, talked to the dean and said, I want to launch a civil rights legal clinic, he said, this is the first time that your scholarship, meaning the articles I wrote, my service, the committees and things that I was serving on, and my legal clinic all lined up. And so I got the green light. And so for 2 years after that, we worked on building out the community justice project at the University of St. Thomas Law School. And we worked with Nathaniel and the NAACP for 5 straight years until he retired as president. That's how I met Naida Presley and so many other folks in the Rondo community. And it was during that time that I began to understand on a deeper level how the issues that happened historically were continuing to impact people in modern times. Think about the fact that the first racial covenants happened in Minnesota beginning in 1910, right? A few decades out of the supposed end of slavery. You have people trying to migrate to places like Minnesota or whose families were born here, and suddenly there are racial covenants saying you cannot live in certain areas because of the color of your skin. And then in 1930, in Minnesota, they had a new tool called redlining. And redlining made sure that black people were concentrated in certain areas within certain communities, but couldn't live wherever they wanted throughout the Twin Cities. Now, anyone being told you can't live here or you can't live there might give up, but the Rondo community actually formed as a result of that oppression. Right. And by 1930, 85% of black residents of St. Paul all lived in the Rondo community.
Come on.
Hundreds of families, many of them who own their own homes, and hundreds of businesses. So think about that resilience that we have to have as black folks when you do what they say you need to do to be successful, only for another level of government intervention where they target your community and decide to run a freeway right through it as if you're not even human.